I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows issue number 3. Annie Parker is ready to take her first real steps into the world of superhero-dom. What'll happen next? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Now, if you've been paying attention, the last couple issues have all played out Rashomon style. We've already seen how Peter and MJ made their way to the fight with the Mole Man, and now in this issue, we see how Annie does it. We join her at school. It seems that ever since she developed spider powers, she's had a hard time concentrating in class, and I mean, really, can you honestly blame her? I would stop going to school, period, if I had superpowers. For her daydreaming, Annie gets sent to the principal's office, which means she's in close quarters to the toughest girl in school. Now, for a second there, you actually think that this might be a Flash Thompson-Peter style relationship Annie has with this girl, but she doesn't. In fact, the girl actually reaches out to her and tries to become friends, and in fact, by the end of this story, they do become friends. Granted, none of this stops the young up-and-coming superhero from getting chewed out by the principal. In fact, this relationship reminds me very much of Peter and J. Jonah Jameson, the only difference being the principal knows that Annie is a smart girl, just, very distracted. She does, however, manage to say just the right thing and get out of this one more or less unscathed. Later that same day, Annie and her new friend deal with some bullies who definitely are acting like Flash Thompson would act back in the day. They even make fun of the fact that, man, who takes lunch money anymore in this weird pseudo-future? What is this, Nick at Night? Now, it's around this time right here Annie's spider sense reacts. However, unlike her father's spider sense that warned him of danger when it was nearby, here Annie is warned of her parents' fight with the Mole Man even though they are incredibly far away. Which to me either implies that Amp, oh yeah, Amp is the superhero name that she took, either her spider sense is more powerful than her old man's used to be, or she's formed some sort of psychic connection with her parents, which is also likely. Annie dons her wonderfully DIY spider costume to go join the fight with her parents downtown, even though it means skipping school after she said she would try harder. And from here we basically see a bunch of stuff that we already saw before. She mixes it up with the Moloids before getting it over her head and having her parents needing to save her. Then her mother tells her to leave the fight, which she does. Only when Annie sees her parents get dragged down below by the Mole Man, she knows she's the only one who can save them, and as such she decides to join the fray. FYI, the Mole Man has been using a bunch of old Regent technology to try and power himself, and it's driven him, well, insane. Or at least more insane than a dude who lives underground and is friends with moles. Amp pops up to interfere during one of this guy's speeches, and that's pretty much where the comic ends, all three stories having finally converged into one point. The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows number 3 continues to be one of the more interesting books being written about spider heroes currently. I appreciate the three-pronged approach to storytelling that Jerry Conway is doing here for this first arc. We got one story with Peter, one with MJ, and now here one with their daughter. That being said, I'd kind of be lying if I said that Annie's story wasn't the least interesting of the three. Then again, a lot of that has to do with the fact that she's new. Part of the fun of the Peter MJ stories was seeing how these characters we've followed for years deal with this new world and new status quo. For Annie, it's not new. This is the only time we've ever seen her. And she seems interesting enough. She stands up for kids at school, showing that she definitely has her father's heroic streak, and she makes friends very easily too, so she's a social butterfly like her mother. The middle part did kind of drag as we're forced to relive the Mole Man fight again for the third issue in a row, but all in all, I think it's building up to something pretty cool, which is why I would feel comfortable giving this issue a 7 out of 10.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.